It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. A slow-moving front's going to bring rounds of heavy rain and thunderstorms from the Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley, spreading east into the central Appalachians by tomorrow. The Weather Prediction Center says there's a slight risk of flash flooding, especially in low-lying and urban areas. Out west, a new Pacific storm moves into the northwest by midweek, bringing rain from Washington into northern California. Closer to home, temperatures stay a bit above normal this week, with a slight chance of showers and storms today and tomorrow, mainly over the northern and eastern areas, where some heavy rain could cause isolated flooding. Conditions are going to dry out and warm up again by Friday, with highs in the mid-80s or lower 90s. More tropical moisture may return over the weekend, bringing renewed rain chances by early next week. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
It's roadblock information for Tuesday, 7 October 2025. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 70, Highway 380, Highway 54, Las Cruces Gate, El Paso Gate, and Nike Avenue will remain open.
The Pentagon is delaying a cleanup of dangerous forever chemicals at Cannon, Kirtland, and Holloman Air Force bases in New Mexico. PFAS levels in local groundwater are linked to cancer, with some Cannon residents showing 3 times the national average. Contamination worsened after a 2024 fire training spill. State officials warned that these delays, possibly up to 6 years, are potentially putting New Mexicans' health at serious risk. The Otero County Sheriff is under fire after an El Paso man spent a week in jail for someone else's crimes. David Sheriff Black refused to answer from KFOX, instead attacking the reporter who's been investigating his office for 2 years. Now, we talked about this the other day. I spoke with sheriff candidate Cesar Ramos about it.
From what I can see, the current sheriff apparently doesn't like being interviewed, I suppose. But under my administration, first and foremost, I'm going to be transparent with the public, and I'm going to be held accountable to the public, my constituency that votes me into office. That's the only way, that I can see a sheriff behave with the public. So I don't understand why the current sheriff wouldn't hold himself to that standard.
I do want to make it clear that Sheriff Black has appeared here on KALH many times in the past without any problems. More information about the campaign is found on Facebook, Cesar Ramos for Sheriff. Get ready for a frightful fun at the Haunted House at Rocket City. It's going to be open on Thursdays from 2 until 10, Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Admission is $10, $5 for kids under 10. Don't miss the chills, thrills, and screams at Rocket City. A free screening of the award-winning documentary First We Bombed New Mexico takes place this Saturday, October 11th at 11 a.m. at the Flickinger Center here in Alamo. The event is co-sponsored by Holloman Air Force Base and includes a Q&A with filmmaker Lois Lipman and Tina Cordova of the Tularosa Basin Downwinders Consortium. If you have any questions, 575-690-6915 or visit firstwebombednewmexico.com. The Weed Community Center will host its annual meeting this Saturday at 6 p.m. The event includes board elections, membership renewals, and raffle drawings for a 7mm Bergara rifle and a Unit 34 cow elk tag. Supper with meat, bread, and drinks will be provided. Guests are going to be asked to bring a side or a dessert. A community dance is going to follow. Otero County's National Night Out is set for Tuesday, October 14th from 4:30 until 8:30 at the Otero County Fairgrounds. Families can meet local law enforcement, firefighters, and vendors while enjoying free fun, food, and demonstrations. It's a night to celebrate community, safety, and hometown pride, sponsored by the Otero County Sheriff's Office and Taberta. Halloween on Granado Street in Tularosa is happening on Saturday, October 25th from 5 until 8 in the Historic District. You can enjoy Trunk or Treat Alley, live music from Sancho and the Side Piece, food, games, and a haunted maze. There's a pet parade, a costume contest, and a whole lot more. This is hosted by the Otero Arts and History Council. Information's available by visiting trytularosa.org or by calling 505-350-4531. Well, today is Tuesday, and it's been a while. Let's have an introspection from our good friend, Pastor Johnny Walker.
Welcome to the show. A relentless production where life unfurls like a sprawling Hollywood epic, bursting with tangled plots of power, wealth, and revenge. Heroes and villains exchange masks, their identities lost in the chaos of interpretation. This spectacle leaves no room for clarity, as every perspective shifts like shadows cast upon the stage. Yet as the final curtain descends, the truth emerges starkly. Only the architects of this intricate drama reap the rewards and accolades. Meanwhile, the audience, bound in their seats, cheers and jeers, unaware of the true cost they paid to exist within this theater they cannot escape. Welcome to the show, where dreams collide and shadows grow. A masterpiece of wealth and might, played out beneath the fading light. Welcome to the show, where roles dissolve and truths don't show. Heroes crumble, villains rise, lost between the scripted lies. Welcome to the show, where architects bask in the afterglow, and the audience pays bound to remain captive to the ceaseless refrain. Confused between a yes or no? Welcome to the show.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big LES news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
A Tucson man is recovering after being randomly stabbed 6 times on a Greyhound bus in New Mexico last week. Jorge Quintanilla said he was attacked by a stranger between Lordsburg and Deming, suffering wounds to his head, neck, and arm. Quintanilla spoke with KOLD.
When I looked over, it was this guy who was just like lunging across the aisle with what I had at the time thought it was a pen, and he like stabbed me straight in the neck.
The 29-year-old suspect, Ryan Kenny, was arrested and now faces attempted murder charges. Authorities say the attack was unprovoked, and Quintanilla is expected to recover. A suspected drunk driver caused a 4-car crash on I-25 near Las Vegas. Deputies say 62-year-old David Cordova, driving a rental truck, admitted to taking shots of cinnamon whiskey and refused a breathalyzer. No one was killed, but deputies warned the crash could have been deadly.
You could have possibly killed someone.
Coulda, probably coulda, mighta. Whatever, dude, I didn't.
Cordova faces multiple charges, including causing great bodily harm while intoxicated, reckless driving, and refusing a sobriety test. He's now on house arrest with bond set at $50,000. Albuquerque police confirmed that Javon Givon, whose death sparked viral social media claims of a lynching, actually died by suicide on September 17th of 2024. Givon was found hanging outside of a vacant business. Investigators say there's no signs of foul play. Misleading posts resurfaced after a recent missing person report from his sister. Authorities say the case is closed. UNM experts warn social media can spread misinformation quickly, urging people to rely on verified sources. The parents of a 3-month-old child who died from severe injuries pled not guilty to child abuse charges. Jessica Brusales and Jonathan Castillo face counts of intentional child abuse resulting in death and great bodily harm. Police say their baby suffered a fractured skull, brain hemorrhages, and heavy bruising before dying at the hospital. Law enforcement says they've broken up a violent teen crime ring behind a spree across San Juan County and the Navajo Nation. Investigators say the group lured, beat, and even kidnapped victims, with some crimes involving guns and carjackings. The FBI and local police have made multiple arrests, with more warrants pending. Sheriff Shane Ferrari spoke at a press conference.
We do feel that this group is isolated, and this is not something that we should be concerned about at this point because we have identified and we've stopped their actions. They're perfectly clear and understand that the long arm of the law is after them.
Ferrari says while youth crime numbers have not spiked, the violence has, warning parents they could be held accountable for the actions of their children. McKinley County District Attorney Bernadine Martin is fighting to keep her job, accusing Attorney General Raul Torres of violating her rights after he moved to remove her at Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's request. Torres says Martin is unfit for office, citing mismanagement and misuse of funds. Martin claims the effort is politically motivated and blames lawmakers for defunding her office, saying the state has no right to second-guess her prosecutorial decisions. A former Las Cruces police officer convicted of manslaughter is going to get a new trial. The Donna Anna District Court ruled that juror bias may have tainted the February verdict against Officer Brad Lunsford, who was found guilty in the 2022 shooting of Presley Ezzy. Lunsford's defense calls the ruling a win for due process. Matt Chandler, Lunsford's new trial attorney, spoke with KRQE.
It's been an answer to prayers from not only just the Lunsford family, but from all of their supporters and law enforcement as a whole. When mistakes are made that threaten a fair trial, they must be corrected, even over the objection of the Attorney General's office. Those mistakes have to be fixed. And so today's ruling is a victory for due process and really for every citizen who believes in fairness.
Attorney General Raul Torres says he'll appeal, arguing the conviction should stand to ensure justice for Ezzy's family. President Trump's Department of Energy has canceled more than $135 million in New Mexico clean energy products, part of a nationwide cut targeting 21 mostly Democrat-run states. Projects in Farmington, Taos, and Albuquerque, including work at New Mexico Tech and PNM, are now on hold. Democrats like Senator Martin Heinrich and Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Fernandez blasted the move, but Trump officials say the funding was wasteful and politically driven under Biden's green agenda. PNM states that utility rates could rise as companies absorb contract costs. Congressman Gabe Vasquez joined those in blasting the Energy Department's decision to slash billions from the green energy projects, calling it political retribution. Vasquez spoke with KRWG.
So because of this political retribution and this decision to cut Department of Energy projects across the nation, New Mexico stands to lose over $135 million in investment for energy production, energy research, and that includes $56 million right here in New Mexico's 2nd District.
Vasquez argues the cuts hurt jobs, students, and the state's oil and gas innovation, as well as warning it could violate the Constitution's impoundment clause. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is still deciding whether or not to sign a controversial vaccine bill passed in last week's special session. Senate Bill 3 would temporarily let New Mexico set its own vaccine rules instead of following federal guidelines, but without an emergency clause, it could not take effect for 90 days. Democrats say the change is needed to ensure access to COVID-19 shots. Republicans warn it could erode parental and religious rights. The governor's office says a decision is expected later this week. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 52 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Hot Springs at Cloudcroft, Artesia at Redoso, and Centennial comes to Alamogordo. Go, Lady Tigers! Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin this evening calls for partly sunny skies with a 30% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 18 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with a 40% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 20. New rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch expected. Partly sunny tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in the basin, 80, low tonight of 58, high tomorrow, 77 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly cloudy today with a 40% chance of showers and storms. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch expected. Mostly cloudy tonight with a 40% chance of showers and storms. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch expected. Partly sunny tomorrow with a 40% chance of more showers and storms. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 57, low tonight of 41, high tomorrow, 56 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes this Tuesday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.